Hello everyone and welcome back to the YouTube channel, or welcome to if you are brand new. I am so happy that you are here. Today we're going to be moving a little bit fast. We have some weather coming in behind us. So I do want to touch on this because I've answered a bunch of questions in some Facebook groups that I'm in regarding what to plant for the fall, how to have a successful fall garden. When do I start my seeds for that? When do I do this, whatever. I'm going to try to answer all of those questions in today's video without being too repetitive and just trying to get right to the point. Again, trying to beat the weather and doing some other things along the way. So if I take a break for a second, that is why. One of the main things is when to know when to start your plants. Well, that is varied greatly based on area. The closest area to me, I am 7B, Central Virginia, and my growing period is until November 1st. Right now I think I have 105 days, something like that, some weird number. It's greater than 100 days though, and that's if it's on that day. So what I'm going to do now is, you guys will have seen on the video on Monday, I need to figure out where this is going. It's either Wednesday or Friday upload. You guys will see that I pulled the potatoes. I have currently planted more potatoes. I had more bags, really just trying to figure out, I'm trying to maximize everything and get out what I need to get out. And the potatoes were an investment that I made back in January, that they're still good. So they're going in the ground as soon as possible. I've already planted a few last night, and then I'm going through some more and just planting those as well. So what I like to do, because my last frost date is November 1st, you can look on your seed packet and you can tell how long it takes for them to flower, fruit, whatever. Depends on what you're looking for. So what I will do is I say into my phone, because I'm not going to sit there and count it every day. I sit there and I know when my last frost date is. I know how many days it takes. So I backtrack from November 1st. And what I say with Google, you can do this with Siri, whatever. I go to Google, I say into the thing, how many days, or how many days before, I don't know how to properly word it because I haven't had to do it yet this year. How many days, or no, sorry, I know how to do it. I will edit, maybe I won't. What I say is how many, or 60 days before, and this is just a number, you can do this with any number, 60 days before November 1st. Okay, so anything that's going to take 60 days, pretty sure your pole beans, your bush beans, and some other things will take about that long. So what you want to do with that is start a little bit before that, and you know that if you want to get more, I have greater than that, as I said. If you want to get more of a harvest from them, something that you can continually pick, the sooner you get those in the ground, the better. And also, just doing that. So right now I could, in theory, start tomatoes, 90-day varieties. I probably wouldn't get that many. So for me, I'm not starting tomatoes because that would just be a waste of my time. And I'm not doing that. So I can take tomato suckers. I do have a video on that. That came out last week. If you want to see how to do tomato suckers, and you just stick them in the ground, you can stick them in a pot. It's best if you leave them outdoors so they don't have to acclimate and then reacclimate to the outside weather. A shaded spot outside will work just fine. Sorry, I'm trying to get some of this stuff off. So what you can also do with that, you can type in any information into Google and you can figure out days and everything else. So don't feel bad about that. Anybody can do it. You're okay. But I want everybody to have a successful fall garden. And I know for some, it's their first fall garden or their first garden, or this is the first time that they're wanting to do a fall garden that they really want to take the reins of. I would say with that, just look at what you have, look at the time that you have left. If you have enough time, great, go for it. If not, maybe stick to some of those shorter varieties. Again, I have 110 days where I am farther south than some people, not all people, most people, or anything. I am farther south than some people. So I am able to start squash until the second week of September and still be able to get a harvest from them. Like, that is, for some people, they already have snow the first week in September or before or whatever. That's wild to me. Let me pause a second to get something off. As I take this over to my chickens, they're squash bugs. You really do want to just watch, see how long you have. Now, I will also say you might want to, I feel like I said that a lot this video. You want to make sure that you are giving enough extra time, because the light is getting, we're getting less and less light every single day. Not a lot, still, it amounts to something. So what I would recommend doing is going and starting things about a week before, when you might need to, especially later in the season. Right now it's not a huge deal for squash and stuff, because the next 45 days it's not going to be a big difference, a light difference, but nothing too crazy. Then what you can do is you could start seeds indoors if you would like to. I would recommend not doing that. Cooler weather stuff, maybe. If you wanted to start cabbages, lettuces, things like that, you might want to do that just because it's so hot out here. And then just move those out. I'd say probably about 8 weeks before your first frost. Might be 4. I think 4 weeks is recommended. 8 might be a stretch, because it's still hot. And that just varies based on where you are. So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to do cabbages again and some headed lettuce for the winter, and to get this greenhouse frame on, sorry, pulling plants off, and get this greenhouse frame on, I am going to have that stuff. I'm not going to be able to keep alive anything that is frost tender. That's going to be your tomatoes, your cucumbers, your squash, your beans, your corn, mainly all of your summer type vegetables. You can do brassicas, you can do lettuces, cabbages, carrots you can overwinter. I heard something about potatoes, but I don't believe that to be true. So, and I'll do a whole nother video on that if I find anything different on it. But I don't believe that to be true. Just different things like that. So, what I would recommend doing is just putting those into your thing. See if things are able to withstand a frost. If they are, you're going to have light frost for all of November. I mean, you can't predict that, but do you typically have light frosts? You could really start a lot of things and just provide them with a little bit of cover. You can bring a sheet outside and you can cover your carrots. The carrots that I have up here, they're not going to be producing, or they're going to produce this now. And then I will probably start another round of carrots soon after. The reason for that is because I know that I can get more carrots. I can get so many more carrots by doing that. And I know that I'm going to have that greenhouse frame on, so I can get lettuce, carrots, cabbages, you can do Brussels sprouts even. There are so many different things you guys could plant. And a lot of time people just don't realize the vast majority of what you can plant for a fall garden. You can plant everything that you could for a summer garden, minus tomatoes if you don't have enough time. Like the longer season, corn might be a stretch, but again, that's not a crazy thing. Corn right now is very cheap. Same thing with squash if you can't start that. But maybe beans, if you want to put up a bunch of beans. If you want to succession sow beans, you could succession sow all the way up to that. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start succession planting. I have a video on that somewhere on the channel. If I remember, I can link it at the end. I can succession sow my squash all the way up until the second week in September. So that's a lot of time for me to do that. I mean, right now it's July 17th. I could plant squash every 2 weeks for the next 2 months. So that's 8 different plantings of squash. I think that was lightning. But I think I covered everything that I needed to cover. If you have any questions, or if this was moving really fast, I'm sorry about that. But leave your questions or your comments, or if you have any advice for new people, put your advice down in the comments below. I would really love to see people working together to help other people create their fall garden. Fall garden is very stressful. A lot of people are burnt out after the summer, or the spring and summer. So there's definitely time for a rebirth, a regrowth, if you will, a second wave, another planting, whatever you want to call it. Any of those things, I would highly recommend just banding together, helping, and ask the questions. Don't feel like you're asking a dumb question, because there are no such thing as dumb questions. I know that's kind of a dumb thing to say to some people, but it's not. There are no such thing as dumb questions. Ask all of the questions, because it is the only way that you are going to learn, is through asking questions or trial and error. Trial and error is very disheartening, where asking questions could save you an extra year or whatever it is. You could save so many things based on that. So I really encourage you guys to do what you can where you are. Learn what you can. Maybe if you know somebody who has a large garden, see if you could go help them this year, and then next year really be prepared for the summer or the spring and summer season, and just grow your skills that way. I kind of wish that I would have done that, and I did in a sense, but not fully, so I'll touch more on that later. But I hope this covered everything that you guys were looking for. If not, leave a question. I will be more than happy to answer it in the comments below. But again, advice, whatever. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in either Monday's video or Friday's video. I'm not completely sure yet. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in another one. Bye, y'all.